AITA for ruining an engagement by revealing that I was raped by him 10 years ago. Growing up, IF27 had a childhood friend Angie F27, who was as close as a real sister. We spent entire weekends at each other's place, celebrated family events, etc. from 6Y till 18Y L. Even lived at her place in 2nd grade. While my parents went through a nasty divorce, I learned to speak some Russian, as she is Russian, and she learned to speak some Spanish. Needless to say, her older brother and little sister were like a family to me. During our teenage years, she had her two male best friends, one whom she started dating, and another one, Nika, now 29, who was Russian as well, whom I started dating at 17. Growing up, I had issues with a heart condition. I won't bore you with the details, but I had to take a lot of meds, but got healthier. Starting from 16.1, didn't have to take them daily, but only when my heart rate became irregular, but then immediately, as it would become extremely painful, my heart would cramp. I would start to hyperventilate. All my friends knew this, Nika included, and that I would black out if my meds got taken with alcohol. I didn't smoke much or drink much growing up as a result, since I was worried about my health and only did drink at home or in a safe setting. Legal drinking age is 16 here, and I only drank wine or beer, if at all. I had my first time with Nika at 17, and when my parents stayed at a retreat. 2 weeks later, he came over to have a date night. I did drink 1 glass of wine, but starting having health issues later, resulting in me taking my meds and being unconscious. I was a bit sore the next morning, but didn't think much about it. 2 weeks later, I'm informing Nika that I'm late on my period, and he starts to panic, confessing he had sex with me while I was unconscious. We had it before, so he didn't think much about it. Apparently, he didn't have a condom, but since I was on the pill, he figured it was alright. And he also didn't come in me, but in a tissue. I felt violated and disgusted by myself. I didn't know how to describe this and only told Angie about it. I was an utter mess for a few years and wasn't able to have sex again until 2 years later. I didn't remember any of it, but was too ashamed to go to my mom or anybody else. I didn't think of it as rape back then. I was too young to really understand what and how I was violated, and Angie told me it's all right. I should break up if I feel bad about it. But we were in a relationship and did have sex before. I broke up with him the following day, and apparently he cried about his broken heart to her. As Nika and Angie were close and hanging out together a lot, they started dating a few months afterwards, and I had to see him every time when visiting her. I told her I'm not able to see him, but she didn't understand where I'm coming from. The contact stopped, and we haven't texted or seen each other in years. I still followed her and her family and saw that her brother is expecting his first child. As I was extremely close with her family, I just commented on the Insta post expressing my gratitude when he reached out to me. I missed his wedding, but he wanted to ask if I would be interested in joining the baby shower, as it's been years and we've been extremely close before. He told me I was like a third little sister. I just asked if Nika will be attending as well, as Angie and him have been dating for 9 years now, and he said yes. I didn't elaborate much, but just expressed that I'll send a small present. He can give me his current address, but won't be attending. He kept on pestering me what exactly happened all those years ago, and why I'm not in their lives anymore. Angie told her family I'm not able to see her with an ex of mine, but her brother thought there's more behind it. This is when I think I could be the asshole. I told him the truth about what happened back then, and while I didn't know it at 17, I know now that this was rape, and I named it as such. I didn't receive any message back from him, but a few days later, Angie reached out to me, furious. Nika had planned to propose during the baby shower, but Angie's brother is against it now, having learned why I stopped the contact. She loves Nika and will stay with him, but by doing so, Her brother said she is no longer a part of his life, as he doesn't want his little baby girl in the same family as a rapist. Since then, I've been getting messages from old school acquaintances telling me I should have ignored it and not told anybody. Since I didn't speak up back then, I lost the right to do so now. And I am a horrible person for ruining somebody's life over some stuff he did 10 years ago, when he himself was a child as well. Am I truly the asshole for speaking up?